Welcome back to the Untouchaballs podcast. Caden and Evan here, getting ready to bring you another week of our pick'em with the NFL and college games. Evan, how are we doing today?
Doing great, Caden. Doing great. Another week of football, man. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. And yeah, looking back on last week, how we did before we get into this week in college football. Even though we did have two games different, we split those two games, and in total, both me and Dwyer went 4-5, bringing our college totals on the season to Dwyer 22, 25, and 1, myself at 25, 22, and 1. And then NFL, another bad week for yours truly. Another bad as he went quiet, Dwyer. So he went 4-5 in the 9 games that we did, and then Dwyer also went 4-5 on the games we went. So we are now both 17-17 on the NFL season. Got to pick that up. Hopefully that changes this week. We're gonna start off with college football as we always do. Kicking it off Saturday morning, Big 12 matchup as the Iowa State Cyclones are on the road against the Cincinnati Bearcats, where Cincinnati's a 1.5-point favorite.
Caden, I love Cincinnati in this one. First being at home, I think that's a big thing. You know how I say it. I'm always like, I like the home teams and close spreads. They just upset Kansas, which people didn't see that having that coming. Didn't see that coming. Yeah, it was close.
It's not like Kansas is anything special.
It's still like an upset, you know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So they're playing good ball. You know what I mean? They're playing good ball. Their offense is exploding. Like almost 39.5 points a game this year, which I think that's crazy. And I just trust that offense a lot more than the Cyclones offense, even though they've been doing well too this year. But I'm riding the hot team in Cincinnati here.
I'm going to take the number, or not the number, one of a top 15 team in the country in the Iowa State Cyclones, one of the favorites to win the Big 12, the conference in which Cincinnati also plays in. And there's tiers to this. Cincinnati's look good to start there. I'm not telling you, Dwight, that they haven't. Their offense is looking good. They've shown that their offense isn't terrible. But there's a difference between Cincinnati and Iowa State.
And why are they favorited then? Why is Cincinnati favorited then?
I don't understand the line. And I like it because that means I get Iowa State at plus money on the money line. Or I can take Rocco Becht. I can take the superior football team, a team that will probably be competing for a conference title come season's end, maybe them against an ASU, Texas Tech. It's those three teams at the top of the conference. Cincinnati's not in that conversation. Give me Iowa State. I don't care if it's on the road.
All right.
And then our next matchup is the Texas Longhorns coming off a bye, where they'll be going on the road into Gainesville to take on the Florida Gators, where Texas is a 7-point favorite.
Caden, we've seen Florida's struggles this year, and we've seen Texas's struggles this year. I do like that they're coming off a bye week. I think is kind of like a much needed bye week to kind of refresh, get that offense going. And although Texas is on the road in this one, I do like them in this one just because I trust that defense more. Florida's offense has struggled, and Texas' defense has been elite. So I'm taking Texas in this one.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think you got a couple of nails on the head. Where 100% Texas defense has looked really good. They're one of the better defenses we have here in college football. And the offense has started to look better. We saw Arch over the last couple weeks against the bad teams. He started to really find his stride, started to figure out what he was doing. And now you're going on the road against the Florida team. Like you said, their offense has definitely had its struggles this season. DJ Lagway, who I was very high on coming to the season, has been a lot of turnover-worthy plays. You're seeing them throw a lot of picks. They're not being able to stay close in these tight games. I think Texas is going to be able to pull away late, especially with that defense. Be able to force a turnover or two off of Lagway, and they're going to win this game, cover the 7 on the road. Then we got a big ranked-on-ranked matchup in Tuscaloosa. I don't think anyone ever thought we'd be saying this. A ranked-on-ranked matchup between Vanderbilt and the Alabama Crimson Tide, coming off a win over the Georgia Bulldogs, where the Crimson Tide are a 10.5-point favorite.
Caden, this is the matchup from last year too, right? Didn't Vandy beat them? And
In
a
Vandy,
huge
though.
upset. It wasn't Vandy.
And Vandy was bad last year. They weren't ranked or 5-0 even.
Yeah. See, I do like Bama winning this game. I really do, but I don't think they're going to cover. I really don't. I think this Vandy team has been very good. Pavia just continues to play well, and I don't see why they couldn't cover this line, or heck, even win this game if he plays a good game. If he plays a good game, there's no way that they aren't going to cover.
I agree. I think, it comes down to that play of Diego Pavia. I know I'm a little scared with taking Vanderbilt. I am with you, though, Dwyer. I'm going to be taking Vanderbilt plus the 10.5 in this. I think they'll be able to keep it within that 10 points, touchdown field goal, But it is going to come down to Pavia. The thing that scares me is how good Alabama looked against Georgia last week, who I thought was one of the top teams in the country. And then Ty Simpson looked incredible in that game. He looked great through the air. He used his legs. Kalen DeBoer finally got that first really big win as a head coach with the Crimson Tide. So maybe they're finding their stride, and we're going to see him really start to push forward into the top of these rankings. But this Vanderbilt team is good. I know they kind of blew a cover late against Utah State last week. They weren't able to cover that little over 3 touchdown spread. But then you look at it here, I do think the 10.5 is just too much here. If Pavia plays a good game, it doesn't have to be as good as he did last year, but just a good game, what he's been doing to start this season, we're going to see him cover this 10.5. Next game we got, also in the afternoon slate, is the now ranked number 24 Virginia, and they'll be traveling to Louisville, where Louisville's a 7.5 point favorite.
I mean, that's crazy that a ranked team is that big of a dog. I'm taking Virginia here. There's no way. Louisville hasn't covered their last 3 home games. B, Virginia's offense has just been insane. They're averaging over 45 points a year so far, points a game this year so far. So I'm just going to take the team that's humming. I mean, we've already seen them as dogs. They took down Florida State earlier in the year when I think they're ranked top 10 at the time.
Last week.
That was last week. There you go. So I'm taking the hot team here in Virginia, all the way.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm also with Virginia plus the 7.5. It also is nice. You get the hook there, yeah, okay. Let's say somehow they lose by a touchdown. We're good. Get that nice little hook. And this Virginia team, like you said, their offense has been humming all season. They just shredded that Florida State defense from start to finish. They even turned the ball over a couple times and still put up over 40 points against that Florida State defense. They showed they can be in these shootout games. Yeah, Louisville's got a pretty good offense. Virginia's going to be able to come in there, hang with them, be able to keep this going. And yeah, they're going to be able to cover the 7.5. And like you said, they could very well win this game as well on the road. Easily. Then, starting our night slate, we got an interesting matchup in the Group of 5 world as the still unbeaten UNLV is going to Laramie to take on the Wyoming Cowboys, where UNLV is a 3.5 point favorite. One of those teams, still looking to maybe have an outside look in to be the Group of 5 team to make the playoff this season.
Yeah, Caden, I think Wyoming's going to stop that for them. I really do. I think Wyoming's going to win this game. I feel like it's got to be a tough place to play on the road, just with the altitude and all that.
It's one of the hardest in college football.
So then there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, UNLV's offense has been great, but their defense has been brutal. It's ranked 103rd in the nation right now. And though we've seen Wyoming's offense struggle so far this year, they have been very inconsistent. I feel like this is the type of game that, they get on the right track here. So I'm taking Wyoming at home.
Yeah, and like you said, Wyoming's offense has been inconsistent. I'm just going to look back a couple weeks ago to the Colorado game. You look at them, they went to Boulder to play the Buffaloes, which is definitely a better team than this UNLV squad. Wyoming was able to put up 20 points against that Buffalo's defense on the road. I think if they're able to put up 20 points at home, which is a tough place to score, an extremely tough place to play, and you get a hook on the 3.5, I think they're going to do enough. Like you said, they're going to do enough to put a stop maybe to the UNLV playoff hopes, even if it is maybe a little slim. Wyoming will come in, cover the spread, maybe even win the game. Now we got a big ranked-on-ranked matchup here in the night slate as the Miami Hurricanes are on the road to the Florida State Seminoles coming off the big loss to Virginia, where Miami is a 4.5 point favorite.
Caden, we said it early in the year after they beat my Notre Dame, man. I'm not picking against Miami, and I'm not going to do it again. They have a top 10 defense in the league. Like we said, Florida State's coming off a big loss. And this team's, I mean, Miami's a good team, man. They're just a really good football team, and I think they're going to take care of Florida State here pretty easily.
Yeah, I'm with you. I still have my questions about how good this Miami team really is. But I do think they are better than this Florida State team, which I never thought was a top 10 team in the country. But they also had some nice wins, you know. That Virginia game, though, showed that this defense has a lot of holes. And this Miami team can put up points offensively. Carson Beck's going to do enough. Yeah, they're going to come in, win this game, cover that 4.5, win by a touchdown, 10 points. Now we got also in this Saturday night slate, the Colorado Buffaloes going on the road to take on the TCU Horned Frogs, where TCU is a 14-point favorite.
Caden, I'm taking TCU in this one. Again, I don't really know what to expect with Colorado. Again, I feel like just we need more consistency out of them, and until we do, I'm gonna be picking against them. So I'm gonna be taking TCU. I just think they're a better football team right now.
I am going to also take TCU. There's still, yeah, like you said, a lot of inconsistency was with this Colorado offense. I mean, they looked great in that first quarter against BYU on Saturday. They were really in control of that game. Then after that, the offense really sputtered. They weren't able to put up as many points. Yeah, they still covered the game, but it was a game after that first quarter they really should have, probably could have won. And now you go against the TCU Horned Frogs team, which is much better offensively than BYU. You have to go on the road to TCU there in Texas. I just don't see it happening. TCU, I think, will come in, kind of dominate Colorado, which does not have that great of a defense. Josh Hoover is going to have a very good game, come in and cover that 14 points. Now for the late night game, we got the Duke Blue Devils going on the road to take on Cal, where Duke is a 3-point favorite.
This is a tough one, man. I felt like this was the hardest one for me to pick. And I'm taking Cal on this one solely because they're at home. I feel like this game could really go either way. It's really honestly like a toss-up in my opinion. So I'm just taking the home team here in Cal.
Oh, I'm taking Cal +3. I think I'm probably also going to be taking Cal on the money line because I don't know if you guys have heard about their quarterback, true freshman. I don't know how to say his name at all. So I'm going to just call him JKS. But he is electric. He is amazing. He will be a top pick in a couple seasons when he's draft eligible. He's awesome. They're going to come in, I think, win this game, especially at home against this Duke team traveling across the entire country. Give me Cal in the late night game. 8:30 kickoff Mountain Time. That's 10:30 Eastern Time. Late for them Duke boys. Cal's going to win this game at home.
Hey, you gotta give the fans at least what's his name? You gotta give us an attempt.
Okay, Jaron Kiwi Sagapuluteli.
Future first round pick right there.
Future first round pick, yeah. You know what I said.
You calling it first. First one to call it.
Exactly. And when he becomes a first round pick, he'll be playing in the NFL, Dwyer. And now we'll move on to our NFL picks, because that's how you do a segue. That was beautiful.
Boom.
Exactly. And kicking off for our NFL games with Thursday night, as we got the San Francisco 49ers going on the road, take on the LA Rams, where the Rams are a 6.5-point favorite.
Caden, I love the Rams here. Rams are a good football team, man. They really are. They didn't play a great game against the Colts, but we saw them 2 weeks ago play a great game against the Eagles. They should have won. They really should have won that game. And the Eagles are considered probably one of, if not the best team in the NFL right now. And the 49ers looked so bad last week. I mean, Jacksonville beat them. You know, I mean, I get Jacksonville's 3-1, but man, like, they're not a 3-1 football club at all. So yeah, give me the Rams here. Easy money.
Also, yeah, give me the Rams. This Niners team looked awful last week. The Rams are much better offensively. And yeah, the Niners got to do good defense. It's not going to be enough. Rams are going to come in at home, cover that touchdown spread. Then going to Sunday for the morning games, we got the Denver Broncos on the road take on the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, where the Eagles are 3.5 point favorites.
This is just tough, man. I feel like the Eagles are in like these like close ones every week. You know, it's like it was like the Rams 2 weeks ago. It was the Bucks. It's like they're facing the same type of team every week. But I'm taking the Birds again, man. I'm taking the Birds again. Let's roll with the hot team here. Broncos did look really good, but I also do think that the Bengals just suck right now. I don't know how bad Browning. I don't know how he's that bad really, but it's besides the point. I like the Birds are just a great football team, and I feel like this is a great test for Denver. I feel like although they're 2-2, their record doesn't show it. They've lost. They're only two.
Should be 3-1.
Yeah, but they lost two on two game winners back to back weeks. So like they've played really tight football. So I could see them covering here, but I'm taking the Birds. We got to roll high.
With it being at 3.5 and field goal being able to cover, I'm taking the Broncos here. I think that 3.5 really is great because I think Denver's gonna be able to keep this close throughout. Their defense still is good, and they're the offense really. I know the Bengals have a bad defense, but sometimes that's all it takes for an offense to start finding their stride. Bo Nix over 300 passing yards last night, had his best game of the season by far. Look right there. J.K. Dobbins. Broncos had their first 100-yard rusher in 38 games. So it was a good day for the offense, and I think that's gonna carry over some into this game against Philly. They're gonna do enough cover that 3.5. Next, speaking of the team who the Eagles played last week in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they'll be on the road facing the Seattle Seahawks, where the Seahawks are a 3-point favorite.
Cade, I'm really worried because I don't know what's up with Bucky Irving yet. I just saw he had an MRI on his knee. Just traded from fantasy. It's very lovely to hear that news. It sounds like he's not going to be playing, which I think that's huge because I feel like he's like the key of their offense right now. They lost Mike Evans, so they're really beat up right now. And Seattle just seems like a tough place to play at home, on the road. You know what I mean? Like in Seattle seems like a tough place to play. Sam Darnold's looked great. Honestly, probably a great move. Keeping him or going with him instead of Geno Smith because Geno Smith just looked awful. But this Seattle defense has been tough, and I'm taking Seattle at home on this one.
Yeah, the thing with Bucky is interesting because he really has been a great focal point of that offense. And now with him, Mike Evans, you're really relying on Emeka Ibuka, Chris Godwin, Kate Otten, and Rachaad White to actually have to front a offensive workload by himself again. Even still, I do like this Bucs team more than this Seattle team. It being in Seattle does boost them a couple points there, but even so, I'm going to take the Bucs to keep this close, keep it within that field goal. I just think they are the better team, and they're going to be able to keep it close on the road.
All right.
Next in our afternoon slate, we got the Washington Commanders on the road, traveling to take on the LA Chargers, with the Chargers are a 3-point favorite.
I like the Chargers in this one, Caden. I don't know what to expect with the Commanders right now. I mean, Daniels should be back, but he didn't look good when he was playing this year so far, like when he was there. I know that the Chargers had a rough loss last week to the Giants, but I feel like it's going to be a big bounce-back week for them. I don't expect – this is a good football team, so I still have a lot of faith in the Chargers, and – I still don't know with the Commanders yet. It feels like it's a weird team.
Yeah, I think you kind of hit it on the head there. The Chargers, I think, are a very good football team, one of the better teams in football. And yeah, weird loss, debut game, Jackson Dart. Giants actually have a good defense, and not enough people talk about that. That defense is good. And, I mean, Chargers at home, I think, is big. And the Commanders, yeah, you have Jaden Daniels come back, missing a couple weeks from injury. And yeah, like you said, when he played early in the season, he did not look great, did not look like the Jaden Daniels we saw last year. Maybe we're seeing a little sophomore slump out of Jaden. We don't know. I mean, that run game hasn't been great for them either. and you saw like Terry McLaurin dealing with some stuff that I don't have a lot of faith in this Commanders team right now, still early in the season. Give me the Chargers, especially at home, to come in and cover this 3 points. Now we got our primetime games with Sunday night football as the New England Patriots will be on the road taking on the Buffalo Bills, where the Bills are 8.5-point favorites.
Caden, I'm going to be taking the Patriots in this one, man. The Bills are, like, we saw them with a big line last week against the Saints. They played, I mean, they won, but it's a close football game. It really is. And I feel like the Patriots, although they had those fumble mishaps 2 weeks ago, they looked great this last week. And, I mean, yeah, they smoked the Panthers and made the Panthers look stupid. That was a brutal pick last week of the Panthers. That was rough. I don't know if they win this game necessarily, but I think they cover this line, so give me the Patriots.
Yeah, I do think 8.5 is too much in this. Well, I don't think the Patriots, even though I am, a big Pats fan, I don't think they win this game. I do think they keep it within the 8.5, just because I don't think this Bills defense is really that good. Like, it's an above-average defense, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's anything special. They're definitely susceptible to give up big plays, to giving up points, and the Patriots defense has been great against the run this year. This is going to be a big test this week to see what happens against James Cook, Josh Allen. But if they can contain James Cook some and make him rely more on the passing game, that could be interesting to keeping it more close. Yeah, give me the Pats plus that 8.5. Keep it within one score. I think that happens. And then Monday night to end the week, we got the Kansas City Chiefs coming off a big win against the Ravens. They'll be at the 3-1 Jacksonville Jaguars, as the Chiefs are 3.5-point favorites.
I'm taking the Chiefs in this one, Caden. I don't trust this Jags team at all, and I'm not a big Xavier Worthy guy. I don't think he's I didn't think he was that important in this offense, but I feel like he proved me wrong at least this last week, because this offense looked completely different with, I guess, a good defense. The Ravens aren't a horrible.
The Ravens are a bad defense.
Do you think they're that bad?
I think this season they might be statistically like a bottom 5 pass defense.
You think they're worse than the Giants' defense? Significantly?
I would definitely put them below the Giants' defense, for sure.
Okay, I'll give you that. But still, this Chiefs offense is the best we've seen the Chiefs offense look all year by far.
For sure.
Which, yes, we'll see how important it is. Let's see if they can do it 2 weeks in a row, for sure. But with Xavier Worthy back, he looks really good. I think he had over 100 yards. Obviously, Mahomes threw for 4 touchdowns. So, and I hate the Jacksonville Jaguars with a passion right now. So, give me the Chiefs.
The Jags aren't that good. They're not a 3-1 team. I don't know. We were just talking about. You were really just talking about how bad Jake Browning is. I know Joe Burrow started that game, but after Joe Burrow came out, you got 3 quarters of Jake Browning. He gave you 3 interceptions, and you still lost that game. Yeah. They're not that good of a team. Trevor Lawrence is not a good quarterback.
Awful.
Give me the Chiefs. I don't care if it's on the road. They're going to come in. They'll win by a touchdown plus.
Easy.
Yeah. It's going to be a touchdown plus victory.
I hate Brian Thomas. I got to play him now because Tyreek Hill's. Tyreek Hill's out forever.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill's out forever, yeah.
Sad to see that.
Him and Malik Neighbors out forever.
Oh, God. Poor guys, man. It was a bad one for the wide receivers this week. It really was.
Yeah.
R.I.P., man.
Or for Derrick Henry fantasy owners like myself.
Get screwed.
He hasn't done anything since week 1.
Now no Lamar? Oh, God.
Maybe that means he gets 30 carries.
That's right. That's true. They probably got to stack the box, though.
He will run through people.
Cooper Rush. We'll see, man.
Just give me 30 to 35 carries a game for the next couple weeks.
Get a couple goal line touchdowns.
Just feed him like the Eagles did Saquon last year. That's all I'm asking.
Beautiful. That'd be beautiful.
There we go. Well, that's all our games. Dwyer, do you have anything else for us before we depart?
Let's just try and have a better week this week, huh? Let's hope we come back.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm expecting.
We have a lot of close. We have a lot of similar. College. I think we only had 1 pick against each other.
We have, I think, one out of NFL's all.
One or two. We better be above 500.
We have 2 in the NFL different.
Yeah, so we above 500 Both of
Yeah.
us. It's going to happen. Both college and professional. It's happening. I have a good feeling.
I like the sound of that, Dwyer. Let's have a good week. Let's hope you guys have a good week as well. If you guys did enjoy today's episode, make sure to leave a like down below. Comment down below as well. What are your guys' picks for the games discussed down below? What are your best bets for the weekend as well between all these games or the games not mentioned? Make sure you turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload of the Untouchaballs podcast. And share this with your friends, family, strangers, neighbors, anything like that. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.